Alright, so in this video, we're going to look at what the reciprocal trig functions are. Alright, so you know how you have sine, cosine, tangent. Cosine, tangent. So the reciprocal is, when you, raise it to the negative 1 power. Basically, it gives you 1 over, sine, or 1 over cosine, or 1 over tangent. Right. So they have a special name for these. All right, and the only one that kind of makes sense is cotangent. All right, so cotangent is just 1 over tangent, and that just becomes, because tangent was sine over cosine, cotangent just equals cosine over sine. All right, so just the reciprocal of them. They flip them. Okay. Let's see, secant. That one's the one that's, secant and cosecant are kind of backwards from what you would think. Cosecant, you would think that that's the flip of cosine, but it's the other way around. So secant is going to be 1 over cosine, and cosecant, CSC, that's going to be 1 over sine. Now, as far as the way it relates to our triangles, so you know how sine was opposite over hypotenuse. So for cosecant, which is the reciprocal of this, it's going to be hypotenuse over the opposite side. All right, so this is going to be the hypotenuse over the opposite side. So you think of it as 1 over sine, so it's going to be the reciprocal of sine, which is hypotenuse over opposite. All right, so then 1 over cosine. So remember, cosine was adjacent over the hypotenuse. So it's going to be the reciprocal of this. So it's going to be hypotenuse over the adjacent side. Right? And for tangent, remember tangent was opposite over adjacent. So for the cotangent, it's going to be the flip of that. It's going to be the adjacent over the opposite side. All right. This little cosine over sine, that's just the other way that you can think of cotangent. So, I've got a right triangle down here, and we're going to find all six trig ratios based on this theta. All right, so for sine of theta, that's going to be opposite over hypotenuse, so 4 over root 80. All right, and then cosine. Cosine is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, so 8 over root 80. Tangent of theta, that's going to be opposite over adjacent, so it's going to be 4 over 8. 4 over 8, or you could simplify that down to 1/2 if you wanted to. All right, and then if we look at the reciprocal trig functions, I have the first one here. We're going to do cosecant. So cosecant is going to be it's going to be the hypotenuse over the opposite side. So that's going to be root 80 over 4 this time. So root 80 over 4. And then the other way to think of it is that it's just the reciprocal of your sine function. So it's when you flip this 4 over root 80, you just get root 80 over 4. Okay. And then for secant, it's either going to be hypotenuse over adjacent, or you can just flip your cosine. So it's going to be root 80 over 8. And then for cotangent theta, it's just going to be the reciprocal of your tangent function. So it would be 8 over 4, or 2 over 1. So for cotangent, you could say 2 over 1, or just 2.